Hello, viewers. Thank you for watching this video. So I'm going to walk through the complete concept of Azure Virtual Desktop. Okay, and I'm going to share some common scenario to explain the complete overview of Azure Virtual Desktops and normal virtual desktops and normal virtual machines. Okay, uh, so Azure Virtual Desktops is a modern cloud-based solutions. Okay, that enables secure and scalable and flexible to access your virtual desktop applications over the internet. Okay, so it's based on your organization requirement. Okay, so maybe the short-term project or onboarding external users, or maybe if any supporting remote workers. Okay, so Azure Virtual Desktop is the best solutions, and it is easy to enable. Okay, so within some short durations. Okay, so I'm going to explain that Azure Virtual Desktop's concept using one common scenario. Okay, so imagine in our organizations, okay, planning the short-term development project. Okay, or maybe allowing external users to access the internal resource. Okay, either that is temporary or long term. Okay, so this common scenario it is suitable for any organizations. Okay, this is common for any organizations. Okay, due to the short term project. Okay, so in this case, okay, for example, they are going to plan the short term projects, 20 users. Okay, so in this case, how they are going to allow these 20 users access their internal resource? I think two option is there, right? Okay, so one option, either they are purchasing new laptops or repurpose of old ones. Maybe any old laptops, maybe they will allocate those laptops. Okay, or second option is virtualizations, or they go for the virtualization solutions, right? Okay, so in this case, so the allocated new laptops, okay, they need to purchase new laptops, or they may need to reuse the old laptops. Okay, maybe they need to spend some hardware expense here. Okay, so this is maybe it is not suitable for all the organizations because the hardwares maybe we need to replace within 5 years. Okay, so or otherwise it will outdated, right? So I'm going to explain this scenario using virtualization solutions. Okay, so in the virtualization solutions, okay, I'm going to buy, okay, on hardware that is a high-end hardware. Maybe you can assume the CPU's 32 core CPU, the RAM 128 GB, or storage 1 TB SSTC, or any. Okay, this is a hardware. Maybe you can assume this is a laptop. Okay, so uh, let me draw one diagram for a better understanding. Just a minute. So maybe you can consider this is a laptop. Okay, hardware. Okay, so hardware that configurations we will that is a high-end configurations. Okay, on top we are going to run operating system. Oh yes, any operating systems. Okay, so in this scenario, so maybe you can see. This is our laptop hardware. Okay. So the configuration is like 32 core CPU, 128 GB RAM, and storage 1 TB hard disk. Okay. So here you are going to install operating systems. Either you can install Windows 10 or Windows 11. The laptop, right? So the laptop hardware, right? Okay. So in this case, okay. So if you are going to allocate this laptop only one users, if I'm install the operating system, Windows 10 or Windows 11. Okay. So if I'm allocating this laptop one users, this operating system laptop, this operating system using only one user, and this OS, okay, it is using the high-end configurations, maximum 20 percentage or up to 40 percentage only. This below the running hardware, that is high-end hardware, right? 32 GP, sorry, 32 hardware, 32 core CPU, 128 GB RAM, and 1 TB hard disk. Okay, so it is normally it is using without any high-end applications. Normally using 20 or 42 percentage. Remaining 60 percentage hardware unused, right? Remaining 60 percentage hardware unused resource in the virtualizations concept, right? So how can utilize this 60 percentage? That is a virtualizations concept. So I'm going to use this 60 percentage. So if I'm using some virtualization software, okay, then I can able to run multiple operating system on top of this hardware, right? So now I'm going to use some virtualization software. Okay, either you can use Hyper-V or VMware workstation or Oracle Box, any. Okay, any software you can choose. Okay, so I'm going to write Hyper-V. Okay, so now, so on top of operating system, I'm going to install one software, that is a software Hyper-V or VM workstations. So now I can able to create multiple VMs. VM1, VM2, 3, 4. Okay, so here, so you can see, so multiple VMs I can able to create if I'm using virtualization software. So my goal is I'm going to use this unused resource, right? So here, now, now I'm able to run multiple operating system here on top. On top, you're going to use OS and apps. Same here, OS and apps. OS, apps. OS, apps. Okay, so now, so initially, without this virtualization concept, you are going to allocate only one user, right? Now I'm going to allocate the same hardware, the laptop hardware, to 3, 4 users, up to 4 users. Why? Because I'm running 4 virtual machine on top of this hardware. Okay, maybe user 1, you can allocate VM 1, VM 2, user 3, VM 3, user 4, VM 4. Okay, so now you just assume User 1 able to log in VM1 and user 2 able to log in VM2. So other users are able to log in their allocated VMs. Okay. So if any other users, maybe you can take user 5, able to use same VM1 in the same time. If I'm user already log into this VM1, okay, if the same user already log in this VM1, okay, so the same time, the user 5 also having same credential, is any possible to they are able to log in same VM at same time? No, right? Why? Because in the same time, the virtual machines, even inside the virtual machines, they're running operating systems. The operating system nature, okay, the same time, only one user able to log in. Okay. If you want other users log in, even they have separate password or same password, the user one need to disconnect. That is operating system nature, right? So in this case, maybe everyone know about that RDP, right? RDP. If maybe that we enable the license, RDP license, the user is able to single VM, okay, virtual machines or Windows, any Windows operating systems, they are able to log in multiple section, right? Using RDP protocol, RDP license, right? So same concept here, okay, in the uh, AVD, okay, the AVD concept, okay, you can able to allocate the single VM to multiple users. Okay, why? Because each user they're connecting the VM with sections based, section based. Okay, so in this scenario, you can easily allocated single VM to assign multiple users. That is a multiple user, multiple sections. Okay, so single VM, for example, VM1. Okay, so in the AVD concepts, the single VM allocated for multiple users, user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, in the section based. So each user connecting these VM sections. So user 1, 1 sections, user 2, second section, user 4, third section, user 5, 4 sections like this. So all the connections happening section based. Section based. Okay. So this VM considered as a server here. In AVD, this VM considered as a server. Okay. So that is a we called host. In AVD concept, you are going to call host. Host means there's nothing but server. That is high-end server. In this server, you are installed some operating system, any operating system, and then enable this operating system for multi-section. Multi-section in AVD concept. Multi or single sections. Maybe that is based on your requirement. Okay. So now this VM here we are going to call as a host. In AVD, you are going to call as a host. Okay. And so if I'm allowing multi-sections, the users are going to allow the VMs to connecting multi-sections means we are going to call section host. Okay, let me erase this one. So normal the virtual machines, okay, and virtual desktops, both are not same. Why? Because the normal virtual machines you are going to connect single user at a time. Okay. If you are going to enable multiple users in single machines, that is a virtual desktops. In the AVD, this VM, we are considered as a host. If you enable this host sections, so then we will call this a section host. Section host means nothing but this is the high-end server. Okay, the Azure going to allocate one high-end server for you based on your hardware configurations. So this one, hardware configurations. So based on your user requirement, you need to select the VM family. Okay, so then the section host, that is a host. Okay, you can allocate this host. You can install the operating systems and allocate the user for based on your user requirement, either 20 users, 100 users. Okay, that is a section-based connection for each users. So a single machines, so multiple users going to access. Sometimes single without multi sections, maybe single section host also is available. So in this case, they are maybe they are going to use some apps or single users they are going to access. Okay, so now complete these virtual machines. Maybe this is a host 1, host 2, host 3, or host 4. This collection of host we are going to call host pool in AVD. Understand, right? So now the virtual machines here going to act as a host. Okay, that is first. That is first concept. Once the host enable the section-based VDSS, user access, then we are going to call that is a section host. Okay. Next, the collection of hosts, the multiple hosts, that is a collection of hosts we are going to call as a host pool. Okay. Clear, right? So yeah, that is the host pools. And next, okay, if you are going to run any operating system inside this host, section host, okay, so all your data centralized. Okay, so users are connecting from their end device. Okay, they are launching their sections. They are doing whatever they want. Okay, in your company resource or the corporate confidential informations. Okay, once they are completed their activities, they just sign off the sections. So all the data move to our centralized locations. We enable high-end securities, data securities. Okay, the end users can't do anything. Okay, they are going to connect section and sign out the sections. Okay, I hope this video is very useful for understanding Azure Virtual Desktop concept. And maybe if any doubts, any clarifications, please put your comments. We will see you on next videos. Thank you.